recent initiatives have sparked hope for ending the war in Ukraine. Following a phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin, it was signaled that negotiations would begin immediately. This development left Ukraine and Europe wondering how peace would be achieved, particularly as Europe appeared to be sidelined in the process. Given Europe's relations with Russia, Turkey became a central focus for these negotiations. President Zelensky's subsequent visit to Turkey, with U.S. approval, raised questions about the roles of key players. What can Turkey and the U.S. do for peace in Ukraine? What agenda items will be on the table during Zelensky's talks in Ankara? And what role will the U.S. leaders' "end the war now" rhetoric play? And what challenges will these moves pose for Moscow? A brief recap of the events leading up to the peace process is warranted. It has been suggested that President Zelensky had an agreement with the U.S. contingent upon continued military aid. This agreement reportedly involved Ukraine providing the U.S. access to its natural resources, specifically rare earth minerals, in exchange for military support. The question of what Russia would receive in such a scenario was also raised, with discussions centering around the possibility of ceding 4 regions of Ukraine, along with the Crimean Peninsula, to Russia. Russian sovereignty in the Black Sea was a significant concern for coastal European countries, and NATO member Turkey, leveraging the Montreux Treaty, effectively prevented Russian naval ships from passing through the Bosphorus and Dardanelles Straits. With the possibility of Crimea being ceded to Russia, Turkey again intervened as peace talks between Kiev and Moscow commenced, a move reportedly unexpected by President Putin. Turkish leader Erdogan then began talks with President Zelensky, focusing on the latest developments in Ukraine and efforts to strengthen bilateral ties. President Zelensky's visit to Turkey for these talks, beginning on Tuesday, February 18, was announced, with the agenda reportedly including a review of relations and discussions on further cooperation. This meeting was likely unwelcome news for President Putin. Let's delve into what Turkey can do for Ukraine in this context, how it can contribute to ending the war, and how leader Erdogan might engage with President Putin. We'll also explore how Erdogan might strategize to assist Ukraine in potentially regaining control of Crimea. President Erdogan has consistently opposed the war. While previous mediation efforts were unsuccessful, the Ankara government is now in contact with Kiev to pursue peace. The focus has shifted to the Erdogan-Zelensky talks. If these talks yield significant outcomes, Russia may be more inclined towards peace negotiations. However, if President Putin remains resistant, what options does Turkey have? President Erdogan's first course of action would likely be to oppose the cession of Crimea to Russia. He recently communicated to President Putin that Crimea should be returned to its rightful owners and demanded an immediate halt to the annexation of Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson regions. These statements make it clear that Turkey has been a strong ally of Ukraine. Turkey's naval support in the Black Sea is consistent with this stance. Ankara will not allow Kiev to fall under Moscow's control. Turkey is militarily supporting Ukraine and will likely continue to do so. Turkey views Ukraine as an essential ally in the Black Sea balance of power. Access to the Black Sea by sea is solely through the Turkish Straits, controlled by Turkey via the Montreux Convention. This convention limits the size and permanent presence of navies in the Black Sea to littoral states, Bulgaria, Georgia, Romania, Russia, Ukraine, and Turkey. Only Russia and Turkey have substantial navies. Given Russia's historical rivalry and military advantage, Turkey fosters relations with the other Black Sea nations to create a counterweight against Moscow. Turkey's naval support to Ukraine aims to bolster Ukraine's resilience, especially its navy. Turkey's recent contribution to the Ukrainian Navy, the corvette Hetman Ivan Mazepa, is a significant step in strengthening Ukraine's defense forces. The Hetman Ivan Mazepa, equipped with artillery, anti-ship missiles, anti-aircraft guns, and potentially remote-controlled combat modules and light torpedoes, offers Ukraine a significant advantage even after the war. This strengthens Turkey's position in minimizing Russian influence in the Black Sea. However, Turkey's efforts to ensure Black Sea security extend beyond naval support to Ukraine. Turkey also aims to expand its own naval power to prevent Russia's dominance. The Turkish Defense Ministry recently announced the construction of 31 new warships, including an aircraft carrier, an air defense destroyer, and a new class of submarines. These additions to the Turkish Navy represent a significant modernization effort. This effort underscores Turkey's commitment to an advanced, domestically produced defense strategy. Turkey has reportedly invested over $8 billion in these new warships. Central to this is the Milgem project, Turkey's plan to develop a national aircraft carrier. This carrier would significantly expand Turkey's naval capabilities. This development could position Turkey as one of the few nations operating such a large and powerful vessel. The Milgem project builds upon the success of Turkey's amphibious assault ship, TCG Anadolu, which will host Turkish UAVs. Milgem is also expected to house advanced armed UAVs. The TF-2000 anti-aircraft destroyer project is also significant. This project aims to provide long-range air defense coverage to the Turkish Navy, utilizing advanced sensors and surface-to-air missiles. This would be a crucial asset in confronting Russian naval power in the Black Sea. The Maldon submarine project further enhances Turkey's naval capabilities. Equipped with advanced intelligence sensors and indigenous weapons, these submarines enhance Turkey's anti-access area denial strategy. These submarines add to Turkey's ability to project naval power. Turkey's extensive naval investments reflect its strategic thinking for the coming decade. These investments, despite Turkey's economic challenges, underscore the importance placed on naval power projection. Turkey's naval investments aren't intended to provoke conflict, but to build local defense capabilities. This sends a clear message to President Putin. If Russia's navy confronts Ukraine in the Black Sea, especially after the Erdogan-Zelensky meeting, Turkey may take more assertive action. In such a scenario, a heightened Turkish naval presence in the Black Sea is likely. Analysts suggest that the Russia-Ukraine war has allowed Turkey to become the dominant power in the Black Sea. This is a critical part of Turkey's naval power projection. While conflict in the maritime domain remains a possibility, Turkey's naval strategy appears aligned with NATO interests and U.S. foreign policy priorities. Joint naval exercises between Turkish and U.S. amphibious assault ships underscore this alignment. Turkey's naval expansion benefits the transatlantic alliance, which relies heavily on U.S. naval deterrence. Turkey's growing naval power strengthens NATO's deterrence against Russia and non-state actors in the region. Turkey's challenge is to align its strategies with the U.S. to end the Russia-Ukraine war. President Erdogan's recent messages about ending the war suggest this alignment. He has stated that the war could easily end if the U.S. administration adopts a problem-solving approach and that U.S. efforts to end the war would accelerate resolution. These messages signal trust in the U.S. leader. Both Turkey and the U.S. are likely to maintain similar policies on military aid to Ukraine until peace is achieved. There are reports that Turkey will take further steps in providing military aid. Turkey has already provided significant military aid to Kyiv. The Bayraktar TB2 drones have become a symbol of Ukraine's resistance. An agreement between Turkey and Ukraine to allow Ukrainian production of Turkish drones was reached shortly before the war began. The TB3 could also be produced in Ukraine, providing an even greater deterrent. In addition to drones, tactical vehicles and armored vehicles have been supplied to Ukraine. In short, Turkey provides military support to Ukraine and maintains diplomatic relations with Kyiv. This situation will become clearer after the Erdogan-Zelensky meeting. It remains to be seen how President Putin will react to this summit. Thank you for watching.